Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining me for this video. I know I said with my channel, my new channel, one of the things I wanted to talk about in addition to the random fun videos was self-confidence, and that was really, I feel like, the basis for a talk that I gave recently at a local conference. It was called the Southern Illinois Women's Teen Conference. It had kind of a glee theme. It says Girls Living Exciting Experiences. So I thought that was really neat, and then they gave me my topic to speak on. I talked for an hour, and my topic was how to be the star of your own life. So I put a lot of thought into it, and I came up with, like, I kind of split the talk into 6 separate pieces. So I talked kind of for 10 minutes on each individual topic, and what I ended up creating was kind of a little pyramid scheme, and it basically built from the ground up, as you might build a pyramid, different building blocks of life that I thought were appropriate to talk about for really the teenage group, but I also had parents in there as well, so I really wanted this to be something people of any age could take something from. I thought I would split this up into a series here on this channel and really take some time to dig in and talk about some of these different things. And excuse my voice, I have a cold right now, so hopefully that's not annoying you or whatever, but if you want to see all 6 parts of this back to back, let me know. Just let me know in the comments section. I could split it up and do other things throughout. I don't need to do all these videos, you know, all together, but if you want to see them that way, just tell me, and I'll keep that in mind. Also, I know that a lot of you know who I am, how old I am, you know, what I'm all about, but I'm just going to start this from the introduction in case there are some people just finding me for the first time on my vlog channel. There were also some times throughout my talk where we discussed a little bit. I was moving around. It was maybe a little more visually stimulating than me just sitting here in front of the camera talking to you, but hopefully the message is enough to sort of resonate with you as you watch this. And I'll just get started here. I'm 28 years old. I come from a very small town in west central Illinois, a town of just about 1,200 people. A little over 5 years ago, I moved to Southern Illinois and became a part-time behind-the-scenes editor and camera operator at Channel 3. That's the station I've been working at. And then over the past several years, I've been working on the morning show. And within that time, I kind of combined my love for makeup and talking to create a YouTube channel and a blog as well that I've called Beauty Broadcast. I just feel like it's always been a passion of mine, the connection between looking and feeling good and the confidence that comes out in that, and we'll talk about that a little bit more as I go throughout this series of videos. But first off, one of the first things I asked the group when I was talking to them, I asked, does anybody think they're perfect? And nobody raised their hand. Really, the point here is that this is a journey. We're all on a journey no matter what age we are. A 16-year-old is on a journey. I, at 28 years old, am on a journey, and my mother, who's in her 60s, would say the same thing. My goal in telling you these tips is not tips for being perfect or anything like that. I wouldn't be able to give that advice, obviously, and I don't know who would, but it's tips for being the best you can be and kind of reaching your potential. And you're going to learn some things about me maybe you didn't know, and it's going to hopefully give us some common ground that we can sort of relate on. So the first part of this pyramid, it says take the lead, and we kind of have to ask yourself, what does it mean to be a leader? Everybody says, you know, throughout your life you need to be a leader, you need to show good leadership skills, but what does that really mean? You know, how do you get those things done? There's another side to leadership that I consider to be leading by example. And that's what I'm talking about here with this little story I'm going to tell you. It was way back in junior high. I had a very small class of students. There were probably about 50 people in my class and not a whole lot of girls in there, a small class of girls. And I remember 6th grade, it wasn't really a great time for me. Like 5th grade, you had all your friends and everything like that, and then you transitioned to 6th grade, and at my school you got lockers. It was like girls were getting boyfriends, people were joining sports, and it was just kind of like everything was changing and people were breaking off, and suddenly everyone knew everything, you know, the way junior high girls do. No offense, junior high girls, but it happens. And anyway, there was a girl in my class, I'm not going to name her, but she's very sweet, really nice girl. I liked her a lot, and we started changing for PE in the locker room. So instead of just, you know, running around playing kickball as a little kid, you know, you're changing into your PE clothes. And every day there was a group of about maybe 6 or 7 girls that would laugh at this girl I'm talking about every day. Like, they would kind of snicker at her and kind of tease her. And every day I watched it and I listened to it. And finally, one day, I remember a little, probably 4-foot tall me at the time, you know, going up to these girls who, they knew everything. And I remember saying it just as clear as day. I went up to them and said, "Why don't you just stop?" I kind of couldn't believe I did it, but it was kind of like my body just went and did it for me, you know. I didn't really even have a whole thought process. It was just too much time had passed. They didn't tease anymore after that, but they teased me. And I remember telling my mom, and she said, you know, they'll grow up eventually, and hold your head high. And when we got to high school, you know, they did grow up eventually. And it was great that I did that for Heather, because she felt less alone, and it was the right thing to do. But the problem with all of this was that I should have done it sooner, you know? Why was I waiting? Why was I putting it off? Why was I, you know, not just immediately doing what I knew was right in that moment? And it was because I was worried about what people thought of me, and I was kind of obsessed with being liked, you know? Do I want to be liked simply because I will go along with what everyone else is doing? Do I want to be liked because I'm a follower? Finally, I kind of put an end to that train. And it was true that those girls didn't like me for a while, and that did bother me. But yet, I knew deep down that I was doing the right thing. And in that time, I was leading by example. And when you know what's right and you don't do it, you're not leading by example. I mean, it's just that easy. When you know what you should be doing, but you don't go ahead and, you know, put yourself out there, there's no leadership happening there. Don't be so obsessed with being liked, because I sometimes think that there is almost an obsession that's happening there that we don't even realize. You know, we want that acceptance so bad, we will change to other people's standards, or change to other people's perceptions, or the things that we think they want us to be, and we will do that. Well, you know, there's a right and a wrong that we still need to keep track of here too. And I mean, sometimes it's just, you know, standing up for somebody who's being bullied, and then maybe other times it's just the difference between being true to yourself and, you know, who you are, instead of changing yourself to be a less authentic version. You know what I'm saying? So my basic point here, being a leader, it doesn't always mean being, you know, the captain of your cheerleading squad, or being, you know, the head person of your student council or whatever. It's about also leading by example, just demonstrating those ideas and how to act and how to be a good person. And anyone can lead by example. You don't have, it's not some kind of popularity contest. It is about being true to yourself and being the person you really want to be. And at this time, I kind of opened it up for discussion among the groups, and I had them, they were all sitting at different tables. Oh, Cupcake just jumped up on the stool here. But all the girls were sitting at their own tables, and so I opened it up for discussion, for them to just talk amongst their groups and talk about ways that they felt they could be a leader by example in the coming week. I will say that this is almost kind of the most, I don't want to say lightweight topic of this whole pyramid, but I feel like it gets deeper as we go along. The next thing I'll be talking about in my next little segment of this will be, it's called Ownit. That's what I dubbed this next part, and it's about really kind of overcoming self-doubt and really owning your talents and skills and abilities. I hope you'll stick with me through this series. I've been contacted by many people who are struggling with confidence at different stages of life, and I don't feel like I'm a pro at this by any means, but I just have some personal experiences to draw from that have been very impactful to me, and I do want to share those with you. So thanks again for watching. Have a great day, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.